Hello and welcome to another episode of The Near Fall. I'm your host. Name is already there. I'm taking it away. Devin Williams. We have, it's a Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
hard cut.
That's me.
A hard cut.
Not the camera we're looking for.
That
That
is
is
the camera.
me.
That's not the right shot. That's the right camera. You got Nick here. It is a lovely Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Wrestling galore. We had some. What would you say? Anything crazy over the weekend? I mean, just Collision. You had the big kind of. I mean, there's nothing really. Well, what did SmackDown give you? There really wasn't a whole lot over the weekend.
I think it's all pretty much build towards Chamber/Mania.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously had the Claudio match on Collision. I really like that match.
And plus, now that set up Fletcher and Ciampa, which should also be a lot of fun.
Fletcher and Ciampa will be a certainly big match. We will have plenty to talk about. We had AEW Grand Slam this weekend. Yep. We have Raw last night. We have NXT tonight. We have Dynamite on Wednesday, SmackDown on Friday.
SmackDown looks like it's going to be a good show.
Yeah, and then we have Grand Slam. And then there's also like a House Rules right behind it. I don't know if it's just like a time thing.
Yeah, that popped up out of nowhere. I don't know what that has. I haven't seen anything announced for it quite yet either. So I'll keep my eyes on it and let you know. But it just seemed like it popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, but for today's show, we will go over last night's Raw, a little bit of last week wrestling, and then we have Elimination Chamber. I can't talk today. Coming up right behind it. AJ Lee kicked off Raw. Now,
it was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah. Did you see? Not a huge fan of the promo because they were like, "Oh, I might go get some catering." Yeah. They might it just seemed so. I don't know what it just seemed off for a little bit. I get kind of where they were going with it, but I really wasn't a fan of I might get some catering after, and Becky's like, hey, you're trying to be all this nice person and let's have a match. I don't know. It was one of those things where I just kind of was like, it didn't seem great. But
from what I had read from another, analysis of the promo was that she was just trying to draw Becky into that title match, drawing her big ego to get her to kind of trick her into that title match at Elimination Chamber. I mean, obviously, storyline wise, it worked. But could have been a little better.
Just interesting, and she hasn't really been on TV and she wasn't in the Rumble, right?
I don't think she's been on TV since like WrestlePalooza.
I thought maybe once after.
Yeah.
I don't know, but not a needle mover. Like AJ Lee, it seems like some of it's kind of worn off to a point where
it's fine.
It's fine. That's probably the right call for it. It's better than some of the other stuff in like the lower women's kind of mid-card type of stuff.
I'd rather see her versus Becky than Maxine versus Natty.
Exactly. So I think that's kind of where it is right now, as opposed to it being in the upper echelon, I would say, of kind of like the main event type of stuff.
I'd rather see this match than the Bella Twins on TV at all. But here we are.
Yeah. Usos beat American Alpha, Otis and Tozawa. This one went viral for a little bit for certain reasons. Our favorite wrestler, Jey Uso, went for a kick, completely missed. The camera got it all on camera, and that was shared around the World Wide Web and social media for most of yesterday and continuing into today on Tuesday. Not a shocker, though, for this match. Nick, anybody coming out after that you think deserves a shot?
Well, they focused a lot on commentary about presenting Tozawa as like this really good, like not necessarily historic wrestler, but a long history of wrestling. Like they were putting a lot of focus on trying to really give some credibility to Tozawa, which we haven't seen in a while because he's been more of a comedic character. They made it a point to make American Alpha almost be like a serious tag team. There's a couple times where it looked like they actually might win that one.
Yeah, I don't mind them as a tag team. I honestly don't. I think they're a fine WWE tag team. Give them a shot every now and then. They'll be in a lot of matches, tag team matches, fine. I don't know if Tozawa's the one I would be pumping up.
That's what they were doing.
I know, but Dion, I don't know.
It seemed kind of weird. I mean, a lot of people have said that he's a lot better than what he's been.
Yeah, I don't think he's a
on.
bad wrestler. I think he can at least kind of go in the ring. He at least wrestles like
He
some
had a
other
couple
champions.
really cool kicks throughout the match too.
Yeah. All right, we're moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be next in the New Day's going to come into that picture at some point.
I'm surprised they're not already. Liv Morgan, Steph Ekur.
And Dirty
promo.
Dom.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Liv goes after Ekur?
We kind of talked about this off camera earlier this morning, and I think she ultimately does, but I could see a world that maybe they have her go after Jade so they can set up maybe Rhea wins the chamber and you get Rhea versus Ekur. But I feel like it just makes most sense. She's on Raw already. Keep her on Raw. Let her go after the World Heavyweight title. Let her go after. I mean, it almost doesn't matter. I think Liv wins either way.
Ooh. Do you think? I guess we're kind of jumping a little bit. Do you think Jade wins her match at WrestleMania no matter what?
I hope not. Am I allowed to say that?
I mean, I would highlight by that. I would like to see who she wrestles before I decide.
Well, she's going to have her first title defense in 100 days.
It's over.
She's on Friday.
Over 100-day champion without a single defense. I don't even know how many times she's even really been on TV. I mean, I think she comes out every now and then.
A couple times. Yep. She's come out. She's kind of like, I think she squashed Chelsea Green at one point.
But that was for that wasn't even for her belt though. It was for a different. It was just like a match, I think. You said Jordan Grace on her on Friday though. We'll have to see on that. Liv did come out last Friday and approach Jade, which I actually really like. The men's side, it was very clear that they were going to go just for CM Punk. Fine. I do kind of like how they're teasing. Oh, maybe he'll go after or she'll go after Jade. Otherwise, you'd have both just going after the Raw. I mean, they continue to just kind of build the SmackDown as like a secondary brand because if you have both Royal Rumble winners going after both Raw people, I mean, that just means...
Which is funny because the bigger title is on SmackDown.
I mean, at this point, it's just...
Like the world title is supposed to be like the main belt for both men and women. And
the losers bracket belt. Yeah. It's fine. Touching base on Punk and Roman, last Monday they had their really good promo. Drew on Friday got a chance to rebuttal, but he didn't.
Yeah,
because he had every time he got interrupted and then beat up extremely
every single time he went out there.
Not a huge fan of that. I think we talked about it last Tuesday or last. I think it was probably last Tuesday. I said I really want Drew to have his time to rebuttal and have him not look like the guy who everyone picks on at the playground. And boy, oh boy, did he have a shot. And every time the shot, it did not last very long and he was interrupted.
Telling that they're not expecting his title reign to be very long.
Which is sad in my opinion, but I certainly hope that Cody just doesn't come back and take the belt off him.
It's already longer than his last title reign.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, going back to CM Punk, though, he's going to have a match at Elimination Chamber. Yep. It's going to be against Finn Balor. Very clear, in my opinion, that Finn Balor doesn't win this match.
It's unfortunate because I do like this version of Finn a lot.
Yeah,
hopefully that we finally get the Judgment Day split and they let Finn go off on his own.
He's been teased the demon possibly coming against Finn. Echoed back to when Roman took advantage of the top rope. Weirdly, I remember this one being talked about for a bit. It like weirdly broke and everyone was like, "That was
we still never figured out why exactly they did that."
Yeah. So would love to see this Finn. I mean, this Finn Balor, in my opinion, is really good, and
I think they've planted the seeds for him and Dom at WrestleMania. You can bring out the demon, and you get the IC title. Look, it's not a world title, but at least it's something for now.
Yeah, I just don't.
He could be a good IC title.
He could certainly. Like, listen, Finn Balor would be solid as a IC champion. I just don't know if that's They haven't even interacted recently, have they?
They did on they've been him and Dom have been behind the stage have been interacting, and he just did this last time where he sat there and he asked Dom, "I'm like, I thought you were my family," because Dom pretty much told him, "Hey, stop going after the world title. JD's going to be back soon, then you can go after the tag titles again, and everything will be fine."
That just doesn't make.
And he went, "But that's not what I want. I thought we were family."
Yeah.
So they've planted the seeds.
Yeah. But what about Ray and Dom at WrestleMania?
Again.
Yeah, I obviously this is in Chicago. Elimination Chamber will be in Chicago. Punk and Roman have already had their interactions. It got very good reception online, so I don't know why they would go away from that.
Do you think Punk and AJ both win at Elimination Chamber? It is in Chicago. Or do you think they keep Punk as champion and they give AJ Lee kind of disappointing?
I'm going to say no on AJ. I mean, I honestly don't even. I don't have a huge dog in that race. I would love to see Natty. Give Natty a run with it. I don't know.
I don't know why they brought AJ Lee back now, other than the fact that Elimination Chamber is in Chicago. Because they could just run this story of Natty and Maxine and Becky, which is what seemed like they were going to do. Because I don't know what you do now if AJ Lee wins. Like, what do you set up next?
I'm over it. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those ones where it just feels like Becky Lynch has just kind of been in this vortex of IC, but really it's just only been like the same two people, where it's been like Lyra Valkyria and
Maxine,
and then like now Natty's in it. You know what I mean? It's like none of that is really moving. I know Bailey was in it for a little bit, but Bailey hasn't been in it recently.
No.
So, all right, let's take our first break. When we come back, we have a little more Raw to get over, and then we have NXT and AEW to follow. So stay with us. We'll be right back after these breaks. Hello and welcome back to the Near Fall. I'm your host, Devin Willems, here on a Tuesday afternoon. Airing on Tuesday night.
Here we are.
We got Nick here in studio here with us. We're going over, finishing up some Raw stuff. We just kind of touched on that Becky, Valkyria, Natty stuff. Javon Evans, the other spot that went viral.
Yeah.
The in-air, mid-air cutter. Looked pretty sick. The Samoa was really cool.
Look, as someone who doesn't like moves like the Cody cutter and most of the slingshot cutters, Javon Evans just takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah, it was a very good move. Excuse me. Really liked it. I would say keep doing it. I don't know if WWE's kind of like in the middle of this random tag team match do this move, but hey, Javon Evans is taking his time, shining, going in for it. So I'm all for it.
And they followed it up with a pretty nice dive to the outside.
Do you remember when I told you about this guy and I told him that his move is like the cappuccino, like the espresso machine or something?
No.
Because he was like the high flyer, and I said like, oh, the rumor in his finisher is like the decaffeinator or something, and I said keep an eye on him, and now it's Javon Evans. Unless I'm talking completely out of my butt, maybe, but I could have swore I remember seeing that a couple of whiles ago. Elimination Chamber qualifier: LA Knight, Austin Theory, Penta.
The return of the masked man,
and we're not talking about Penta, so
Look, I still think this goes in line with the double agent theory on Theory. Maybe they set this up. He admitted, I'm gonna lose this one, but the masked man attacking him takes the blame off of him throughout the rest of the division, which they even bring up on Monday, by the way. You think they would have been like, hey, Austin, you've done this before. Was that you that attacked me?
And he would have said
no, but like, how do you not acknowledge?
I'm just kind of in the realm of like, with Braun, we haven't even touched on that.
Well, and that is a pretty unfortunate injury.
They're
it's a pretty
hernia.
Unfortunate way to do it.
Yeah.
And hernia normally means you're going to be out for a little while.
Yeah, I think they said 6 weeks to 12 weeks.
Yeah.
He is a freak. Maybe he'll come back early for WrestleMania. Maybe, that's kind of one of the ones where we'll have to see.
I mean, if it is, 6 weeks to 12, that's kind of in the earlier side of that. But
yeah. But yeah, Vision. Excuse me. Losing a little bit of steam for me, my opinion. I really like the Braun. I really like when they turn on Seth. Just feels like they haven't done any. Like Bronson Reed beat Roman Reigns in a match.
Stole his shoes.
And doesn't feel like he capitalized on the momentum. It also really felt like Roman Reigns was upset with that on that Pat McAfee interview where he said, I go away and I give these guys a shine and they never do anything with it.
Yeah.
And
he's kind of right.
I mean, and he lost clean to Bronson Reed.
Yeah, it should have been enough to put him over. But then how much of that is on Bronson and the vision? How much of that is just on the way they're being booked?
Could be both. I don't know. Like, it feels like Bronson Reed really did have a thing going, like, immediately after the Roman stuff.
And when he was taking out people and hurting people for weeks with the tsunami, it felt like, okay, they're actually doing a little bit with him. And
just feels kind of like Death Rider-ish, but they don't have, like, the Moxley at top right now with Seth out, Braun out. It just kind of feels like very Death Riders-y type of...
Well, that's kind of how it felt from the start, too.
Yeah, but they, you know... I don't know. It's just kind of one of the ones where I want more, and we're not really getting more. It feels like we're almost getting less. We're just getting mass men and losses.
Yeah, I don't know. The choice to go with the masked man is pretty confusing.
It's a pretty big crutch, I think, for WWE. They have used it multiple times, and then they drag it out. They drag it out, and I think it's the worst thing about it.
They drag it out to the point where when they finally reveal it, it's like, oh, okay. Like theory was, oh, okay. Now, if he does do the whole double agent thing, I mean, that's a fine storyline with Seth. But again, I go back to last week where I said it was possibly Buddy Matthews. If it's anybody but him, I'm like, it doesn't do anything. If it's Grayson Waller, you could maybe do something. I mean, that's fine because he's got some history with Theory. But like, if it's not one of those two guys, then it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But LA Knight wins. Hi, big one there. He is in Elimination Chamber. Early predictions for Elimination Chamber winner.
Yeah, well,
because right now it's just Orton and LA Knight.
Just Orton and LA Knight, and there's a big triple threat qualifier coming up on SmackDown between Fatu, Cody, and Sammy. I think it's Sammy. I think Sammy's going to win that triple threat on SmackDown because Fatu and Cody are going to be so focused on one another.
I'm like, I think about him winning the Elimination
And then
Chamber.
I think Sammy's going to win the Elimination Chamber too and go after Drew again. Well, again, it goes back. I think this is going to be what season 3 of Unreal is about. It's about Sammy's underdog story and him winning the belt. They can do all these backstage interviews and all the moments of him interacting with his son. There's a reason they went this route where they had him do that promo where, son, I've never been a world champion kind of thing, and just play into that. And I think he's going to be the main focus of Unreal season 3. And it's all going to end in this big title win.
Is Drew McIntyre like 12-0 against Sammy?
Yeah. Maybe 13 now after that Rumble win. So Sammy, one, hasn't beaten Drew. He hasn't won the world title, and I think this is his last shot to get another shot at the world title, pretty much. And I think that's just, like I said, that's just easy Unreal footage right there.
I don't know if I like booking stuff around Unreal.
Neither do I, but at this point, I mean, that's what they're doing. So at least this kind of gives them a better theme than, hey.
You're pitching a solid case. The Drew McIntyre haven't lost to Sammy is, I think, the driving force for me.
And that's what the on TV storyline will be.
Yeah.
But the Unreal storyline will be all that build up to the first title. That's why that's where I come in with Unreal, and I'm like, how unreal is Unreal? Like,
I just don't know why he would be champ. He's fine but like the underdog stuff, I almost think Finn Balor could be better as the underdog. Like the guy who they have routinely not given opportunities to, the guy they have routinely not let.
I don't know. Sammy fits the underdog. I mean, Sammy's kind of been the underdog the entire time.
He's just Jeff Hardy.
On the main roster.
He's just Jeff Hardy. It's not like the Daniel. I think they're trying to get a Daniel Bryan story where it's like.
Well, I think you get that better with Sammy than you do Balor. Balor's, it wasn't for long, but Balor is a former world champ.
Yeah, I mean,
if they
Daniel
build
Bryan
this
was champion. You know what I mean? He actually climbed the mountain. Like it just feels like it was more of the reason Daniel Bryan was so over was because WWE said you're not getting him.
Yeah.
And then, like, we have gotten Sami Zayn before multiple times. I mean, we've gotten him 12 times against Drew McIntyre.
But you've never gotten him as the winner.
Not for
He's lost every time.
Which is
he lost the Roman, he lost the Drew,
and that's where it's just like it just almost feels more of like a charity thing than it does like an actual underdog story.
Yes, so, but I think it's him finally crossing that mountain.
Yeah,
finally
Finn Balor hasn't crossed the mountain. Finn Balor is a champion. When was he champion? 12 years ago.
And like I said, he's gonna get that IC title probably at WrestleMania from Dom.
Yeah.
And then where it goes from there, who knows? there's a number of people. Maybe JD didn't like that he turned on Judgment Day, so now he turns on Finn too, and they can set up a little interaction between the two of them. That's almost like a Kevin Sammy storyline right there with Finn and JD, since they're supposed to be such good friends.
I'm gonna say Sammy loses this, but he wins the last chance match, because then that's even more unreal. Like this is my it's that Undertaker.
I like that. That's fine with me.
I don't know necessarily if Cody wins this one, but I could see Cody winning it.
I thought initially that the EC was going to be Orton, LA Knight, or a Penta, depending on which one they went. Obviously, they went LA Knight here.
I don't think you go Penta.
Sammy, Cody, Fatu, and then like a solo, just because it's someone on SmackDown that would be looking for a world title.
I'm not a huge fan of them having some of these matches on Raw. I mean, why not have it do the SmackDown?
Because it's I guess that would make sense to be all SmackDown, since we already know who they're going. At least with the women's, it makes sense to do both, because the challenge is whoever Liv doesn't pick.
Yep. So I get that. But okay, last break. When we come back, AEW time. So stay with us. We'll be right back here after these breaks.
And welcome back to the Near Fall here on WFRV Plus. I'm Nick Whitwer. With me, of course, is our other co-host, Devin Willems. Wrapped up Elimination Chamber talk, wrapped up Raw and SmackDown talk. Now it's time to move on to AEW. Devin, where do you want to start with Collision?
Does Chris Statlander lose this match?
You mean Chris Stratlander?
I think that's kind of cool.
In a strap match? I don't think so. Well, yeah, you could have her lose. That way they can say that, hey, now I earned another title shot. No, this is for the title.
Yeah,
right?
this is for the title. Thekla has looked pretty good. Has been a very solid wrestler, a very solid addition to the AEW women's wrestler.
And it's no DQ, so the Sisters of Sin could get involved. Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it's out of the realm.
No, I don't think it's crazy.
Also, idea. I think Thekla, again, she has proven that she is a solid wrestler.
Yeah.
That's an interesting. Right now, the card could change. We have the hair versus hair match: Orange Storm, Wheeler, and Shafir. I think we're all kind of on the same page on that one. Women's tag team match: Babes Areth versus Mega Bad. Megan Bain has really looked good. Penelope Ford, good to have her back. As Megan Bain's tag team partner. This is the. Oh no, I had Sisters of Sin in there, but I'm like, these were the three teams that I really like. I like Megan Bain, Penelope Ford.
I think that's the title match. I could see a change.
I don't. I'm going to say no. As of right now, Harley Cameron's Australian.
She gets the pin. That is true.
Mm-hmm. So,
and you have to have some sort of happy moment, because Brody King's probably going to lose.
Hangman Andrade, winner gets a shot of the belt. I think Andrade might get this one. I really do.
They do seem to be pushing him. I didn't expect him to beat Omega. I thought.
Yeah.
They do seem to be pushing him a bit. We've already
and it's been solid. He's got the little thing with the crowd, people he gets involved with. It seems like they're.
I mean, I'll be honest. Andrade does absolutely nothing for me. He didn't do anything for me. The first run in WWE, the first run in AEW, the second run in WWE. I'm not into him.
The first run in AEW was pretty solid, because he was the Collision guy. Him and Buddy Matthews had some really good matches. But yeah, I mean, it's not like
doesn't do anything for me.
I think it'll be him and MJF. I think MJF they've been beefing back and forth. That's where I'm gonna go.
That does seem the right. And we've seen MJF and Hangman already, so it's time for something new.
But obviously, Hangman could win.
Yeah.
Moxley and Takeshita, Continental Championship.
Could it be time for Takeshita to pull it off? It seems like we're headed that direction. Then maybe they do like
this
a title
one I don't know who
title
wins.
thing with Okada.
Yeah, this one I don't know. I really don't. I'll have to see. We'll have to see how kind of post Wednesday. But this one I don't know. This one's gonna be a hard one for me to pick. And then the main event, presumed main event, MJF and Brody King.
I'm pretty sure MJF wins by a mile, but
I don't know by a mile, but yeah, I would say probably 80%. I would say this is I'm gonna say most obvious one. I think Orange and Storm is close.
You can't say Andrade's gonna win to set up him and MJF, and then MJF loses.
I know. I'm just thinking that, but Brody King has certainly garnered a lot of attention for AEW. Certainly has put on good matches. Certainly has been a very stable one.
Well, then let him be the next national champion, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he does win, but I think this match is pretty good, and I'm sure MJF wins via shady means.
I didn't say by a mile. I meant that there's no way he loses.
Yeah, I don't think he loses. Honestly, maybe this doesn't main event. Yeah, I'm actually gonna change my mind. I actually think this opens the card.
What do you think main events?
Hangman and Andrade. No, I think Hangman Andrade or Takeshita and Moxley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That just feels so odd to me to have your world championship be the best match, or not necessarily the best match on the card, but at least the one.
I mean, it could be. It could be. I just normally AEW puts their best match on last. I don't know if this will be the best match. Yeah. So I mean, normally, and then
I think it could be.
It could, I mean, I think it's probably this one.
We talked about this before.
MJF
about why did Brody King squash him so that way they can go out and put a match like this on. So
that certainly could be. I think it's the main event will be Hangman Andrade. I think Hangman Andrade either opens or closes. MJF opens or closes, and then Moxley Takeshita I think is a wild card. I'm going to say MJF opens. Moxley Takeshita in the middle. Orange Storm after the main or after the opener, and then the Babes of Wrath before the main.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I think I will.
Well, plus who knows what else gets added yet? That seems like a short show for an AEW.
Yeah, is it a pay-per-view?
I would think so.
Okay.
It's on a Saturday, right?
Yeah. I mean, Grand Slams normally aren't pay-per-views. They're normally like Wednesday shows. That's our ass, so I don't know. It's also in Australia, so I don't even know when
it's on Saturday, so I don't.
So is Collision.
I assume it's
Collision's on Saturday.
But I assume it's a pay-per-view. I mean,
not sure. Yeah, I would assume so as well, but I don't know what time it starts. So, yeah, we'll have to have our picks on Thursday though with Ben. Us three will make our picks. See if Ben can defend it across
for a second time.
Yeah,
it's
no stipulations for this one.
Yeah,
no stipulations.
Everything's free game.
Any closing thoughts before we head out? Any NXT stuff on the CW?
Speed tournament, you love that.
Mm-hmm.
Not women. They're doing a cool thing with the women's #1 contender. I wouldn't, I guess, kind of limit how cool
Parker.
it is.
I thought Parker and Moreau were the #1 contenders match.
No, that's the North American Championship. But they're doing this tag team thing where whoever gets the pin, JC Jane.
No, who's the North American champion?
Izzy Dame.
Oh, so the winner of that goes out against Izzy Dame.
So, yeah.
Okay.
But the women's one, they're doing these 2 tag teams, and whoever gets the pin is the #1 contender.
Interesting.
Well, that's just so they can keep going with the Sol Ruca versus Zarya breakup.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this week's episode, this Tuesday's episode of The Near Fall. We will see you on Thursday right here on WFRV Plus when we make our picks for AW Grand Slam and see if we will have a new, hopefully,
spoiler, we will,
Near Fall champion. But until then, keep your shoulders off the mat. Thank you for watching The Near Fall. We'll see you next time.